Welcome to Fly-Fletch Archery. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my hunting arrow setup for this season. So I'm going to be rocking the Easton Axis 5mm arrow. And I chose this arrow because I've heard really good reviews about it. It's 1/1000 straightness, so you can't argue with that. And it's honestly the best bang for your buck on the market. So let's get into cutting the arrow. So this is my arrow saw. I got it off of LancasterArchery.com. It is the Carbon Express arrow saw. It comes with some unique features. It has a measuring tape right here, right on the rail. It comes with an arrow rest, so you set your arrow in that while you're cutting. And I'm going to show you guys a little tip on how to cut an arrow. So you set it in the rest, as I said, and then you set it right here. And then when you're going to be pushing it into the blade, because there's a little blade right there, once it starts making a cut, you just roll it gently in place, but towards the blade, and it should make a level cut. So without further ado, let's get into it. So when you finish cutting the arrow, it's important to square off the end that you cut off. This ensures structural reliability and strength within the arrow shaft for when the arrow impacts the target. Because if the end of the arrow is uneven, there's less surface area in contact with the field tip or broadhead, for instance. And it could crack the end of your arrow after shooting it a few times, or it could just affect penetration into an animal. So it's important to square your arrow. And right here, I got this squaring device by G5, the ASD Flip. And so it's pretty simple. I got this diamond textured, like sort of sandpaper I use. Basically just gets any extra flakes or anything off from the end of the arrow after I've cut it. But this sauce specifically does an excellent job. So there's very little squaring I have to do, but it's always important to do it anyways, just in case. So just kind of give it a little spin there. Then after squaring, I throw my nock in, and I'm just running a green Easton X nock. I'll probably try some lighted nocks here in the future. Preferably Halo nocks. I've heard really good things about them. But for today, we are just going to use the green X nocks by Easton. So this is what the nock will look like. So it should sit flush with the arrow. And now we'll get into my arrow wraps. So I'm going to be using the Boning arrow wraps. I've heard really good things about them. They're very adhesive, and I haven't had any troubles in the past with them sticking to my arrow shaft. So just take it off the little sheet there. And then it's very important to have a smooth surface so you don't create any wrinkles or creases in the arrow wrap. I try to line up so it's straight with the edge of the table, so it kind of helps you line your arrow shaft up straight. So as long as you have it straight with the table, it's going to be straight with the wrap. So you want to get as close to the end as possible. Make sure it's straight. You just set it down. And then what I do is I just roll it forward, keep it tight till that end touches. I kind of roll it back and then give it a nice little one of those. And you roll it the other way. And then kind of seal it down again. And then your arrow should be wrapped. Should be even on the bottom and the top. There's just a little bit of shaft peeking out, but doesn't bother me. It's more important to not get that wrap over top of the nock. So this is a pretty good job. I'd take this any day. So now it's time to fletch the arrow. This year, I'm going to be running the AAE Max Parabolic Cut Vane in a left helical to provide more stability and accuracy to my arrow in flight. I determined I needed a left helical because my bowstring is twisted to the left, therefore naturally spinning my arrow to the left, and the left helical will only aid in my arrow spinning faster, therefore providing the stability and accuracy as I've stated. So you can kind of tell how the vanes are just slightly bent toward the left to help the arrow spin naturally to the left. To do this, I'm going to be using the Arizona Easy Fletch. There are many different tools out there on the market. I find this to be the most fast and efficient. If I really want to be tedious, I'll use a Blitzenberger. But today we are going to be using the Arizona Easy Fletch in the left helical. So to do this, you open the 3 flaps here and you insert your fletchings, and you want to ensure that they're all the way down and flush with the bottom of the arms. Then next, we're going to take our glue, and today I'm going to be using the Blazer Bond. I thought it would pair up nicely with the Blazer Arrow Wraps. And you're going to take your glue, and you don't want to get too much glue on your vanes, but just enough coverage to help them adhere to the arrow wrap. But it's important not to get glue, especially on the Arizona Easy Fletch, because it will clog up where the vane sits, and it'll mess with all the different axis points down here, and it'll cause the arms to stick. So you want to be very careful and tedious when applying glue to your vanes. So I just kind of take a dot and run it down. Do the same for each. And the last one. Just like so. Then there's a little insert for your knock down in here. You ensure it's in there. And then what you do is you slide it up, and the arm should collapse. And then you just throw the cap on, and it should squeeze them tight. You let that sit for a couple minutes, and then we will show you the finished product. It's been a couple minutes now. I took the arrow out of the Arizona Easy Fletch. Everything seems to check out. There is a good helical there. So now it is time to apply the insert. So I'm going to be running the 15 grain aluminum hit inserts by Easton. I'm just going to use this Quick Bond insert adhesive, also by Easton. And then you do need the hit insert tool to ensure that the insert goes the correct distance down the arrow shaft. It's important to not jam it in there real fast, because then you may shove it too far down into the shaft. So you got to be very tedious when doing this. So I'm going to grab a paper towel here because it may be a little messy. I'm going to kind of set it up like so. I'm going to take my Quick Bond insert adhesive, and I'm just going to kind of coat a line down the insert, and then quickly I'm going to insert it just like that and wipe off the excess glue. I'll show you all the field point I plan on using this year. It has that nice little red O-ring there, which keeps your field point from unscrewing and creating that rattling noise that everyone hates. So you screw that in snug, and this will help also make sure that I got the hit insert at the right depth, which it looks like is perfect. So next we're gonna go ahead and spin the arrow, make sure it is straight and true. Do it a couple times. It all checks out from here. You really want to make sure that the back of your arrow is spinning straight. The front end can wobble just a tiny bit just because there's more weight on the front, but you really want to ensure that the back end is spinning tight and true. Now we're gonna go ahead and weigh my arrow. Now I did the math. It should be around 450 for total weight in grains due to the excess glue. So first you need to make sure that you zero out your scale. Go ahead and weigh it. As you can see there, it's right at 447. And that's a good like happy medium for arrow weight. There's a lot of controversy whether you want a super heavy arrow or super light arrow. I'd say a lighter arrow would be like 400 and below, and a heavier arrow would be like 500 and above. So I think like there's a good happy medium between 400 grains and 500 grains. So I'm just gonna try and rock like 450 grains usually in my arrows to still get that penetration, but also not lose that like persistence in your sight tape, so you don't have to have giant gaps in your pins and such. You could go down this rabbit hole forever determining what's best, but ultimately you need to decide what you shoot best and what's best for you. So this was Fly Fletch Archery, and thanks for watching.